What she said back was memories, grow old, have your back, partnership, helpmate. None of that requires marriage. None of it. You can have all of that without marriage.
Let me just say this. Little podcast. I was gonna say whatever the B word. I can't. I don't have my glasses on.
It's beautiful.
Let me say this. If there's a woman in your life, I don't know. I guess you have a woman and you love her, right? And she's got your back. She's got your back, and you know that she's gonna have your back. And we're not talking about this fake stuff that's going on right now. You know she's gonna ride with you. You've been through some hard times, and she was there for you, and you've been there for her. Do you understand the biggest gift you can give that woman is your last name? That's the one thing that's more than anything is the fact that I get to rock your last name.
Why?
It just is what it is. It's kind of like while men have this thing, it's a gift. Like for me to be a part of your family, listen to what I'm saying to you. For me to be a part of it, if you want to put a prenup in place, fine. Because at this point, you know if a person's there for your money or not. Put that stuff in place. She wouldn't mind signing it. It ain't even got nothing to do with that. It's about you. Okay? And to be with you is to be a part of you. And so for you, I'm just telling you with women, for you to offer that to her and you say, I want your last name. I want you to drop yours and I want you to ride with mine. Do you understand how amazing that gift is? Like, at least to me. I know some people don't appreciate it these days. I'm talking about me. That's like that, and I don't know why women don't look at it like this man chose you. He chose to cover you. He chose to protect you. Out of all the people in the world, he chose you. I have no clue why women don't look at it that way. I wish they did. I do.
You do because they focus on something else. You
said what now?
I said because they're not focused on marriage itself. They're more than likely focused on something else. They're focused on what they can do for themselves, like you said earlier.
For sure. And it's taunted. The whole situation needs to be thrown away and just it's all a mess. It is a hot mess.
So Shan, you do know that if you meet me and my last name is Johnson and your last name is Carter, and you want to take my last name, you can literally go change your name. You don't have to get married to do that.
Well, when I say marriage, let me just clarify when I say marriage. When I say marriage, I don't necessarily mean American courtroom, right? I'm a believer in we can find a country that, maybe is not recognized or like I'm down for that cause. I feel like you offering that to me. If I love you, if that is your concern, I'm going to try to find a way to make that less of a concern. If that means finding a place where it won't be held against you, where I can lessen that blow to you, I would do that because it's not about that. Does that make sense?
It does.
Hey, I'm just saying, like together like this.
We really push the married narrative, right? And the thing about it is people get frustrated when you just ask the right questions and they realize they don't really have answers. It's really just cognitive dissonance at this point that they just believe that that's how it's supposed to be. And no, what it really boils down to is women want marriage because they look at it as a piece of security. That's what it is. Whatever it is that you have, when you die, I know I'll be taken care of.
So security comes in. So security comes in different forms, right? I think you're talking about a woman who's looking for financial security, right? So when I think of security, I say this: I'm secure that this is an extra layer that's going to make it hard for us. We have to think it through, right? It's a process to get out of it. It's not as easy as just me like, you know what? I ain't married anyway. Let me just go over here, right? It's a covenant, and so. I think that it just gives you a little layer of that type of security. I don't think it always is financial security because most men I date at this point, well, he does make more than me, but I have so a lot of people don't have pension. So I have to make sure that whoever I date, I have a nice pension plan, right? And most jobs don't even give you pension plans. So if I didn't know you ain't taking half of my pension. You feel me? So,
absolutely. So
you gotta protect you. So,
exactly. So you're in a position to understand where men might be coming from.
Absolutely. But even then, I'm okay with us doing other we can do other things. We can be creative with this. Does that make sense?
It does, but again, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just saying nothing that you said requires marriage to have. Nothing. None of it. Last names, rings, paperwork saying that you get all my stuff when I die. We live in the same space, kids, ride or die. What's the other stuff you said? Memories, grow old, have your back, partnership, helpmate. None of that requires marriage. So when I asked the question,
but some people believe in God, so some people don't want to be just living and fornicating and you know. So if you believe in, so if you can laugh, I believe in God. So
no, it's not that. It's just that God doesn't require
okay.
paperwork.
God
doesn't require paperwork.
It's
let me translate
so
it for
God
you,
does, you have to obey the law of the land, right? But I do believe that if you go before the Lord and you do, there are ways that you can, you know.
So let me translate it for you. So maybe it can be clear for the men.
Mm-hmm.
What she's saying is there is a level in a relationship, and withholding that the highest level of the relationship is like you telling them that they're really not that worthy of the highest level you can get them in a relationship.
Absolutely.
And because they hear it and feel it like that, so it'll be the equivalent of you dating a woman and wanting sex with her, and she's withholding sex because maybe she's not that serious about you, or she's waiting until something, and they feel like if they giving you everything, why won't you give them everything you possibly can give them? Because all those things she named, they culminate into this is the you have reached the pinnacle of what I think a woman is, and if I'm your woman and you don't feel I'm the pinnacle, what are we doing?
Right. So now you're saying you're in support of delusion?
I was just translating.
I know, but remember that was the problem that we was talking about earlier today with the women translating things or delusional, right? That's not a correct translation, right? If somebody is choosing to everything looks exactly like marriage except for the piece of paper. How am I treating you any different? Because you don't have a piece of paper saying that
Again, it's what it represents. So it represents the
that's the
highest level.
delusion. See, that's what I'm saying. That's man-made. That's not God-based, right? So you can't use even when she says you have to obey the laws of the land. Well, there's no law of the land that says you have to be married. So you're not obeying anything, right? There's no law of the land that says you have to have a piece of paper of marriage. No law says that. So you can be with somebody and you do not have to get piece of paper, government signed marriage, right? Consummation between you, your partner, and God is literally you and that person having sex according to the Bible. That's according to the Bible.
Right.
In
But
the
if
Genesis. I get the
if a
scripture if
level,
you don't believe me.
I'm not
Right?
arguing any of that. I'm just saying the way that they view it is there's a level that exists where you could really show me how much you care or love me, and by you refusing to give me that level, it says something to me.
I understand, Marcus. I'm understanding the
Yeah,
English.
that's it.
We
That's
were
all.
just talking about the way that the same way how we said that they would misinterpret the question of "Are you a 10?"
Mhm.
That is a misinterpretation. If you
Mhm.
think that I'm not taking you to the highest level by not giving you this piece of paper by the state, which says that if we break up, I'm gonna owe you something, then that is a messed up misinterpretation. You're delusional.
So it wasn't even as much about owing something. It's the way it comes off, like that's why she said it don't even have to be in regards to money. It's about putting a title on her so another woman can't come and look down on her and pretend like her man love her more.
But
It's
Marcus, listen to me. Nobody takes their
He just
marriage
says that,
license,
yeah.
puts it on a chain, and walks around with it. How do women acknowledge that they're married?
the
He just
ring, and
They
when they
wear a
speak.
ring. So I could get you the same carat ring as this other nigga did. This, I know it's difficult to accept it, but the piece of paper is literally irrelevant. The
She
only
said,
thing that the piece of paper actually does, it says that we're probably going to file joint taxes, and if we break up, I owe you something. That's literally what the paper does. It does nothing else.
She said she would go to another island, right? I'm not even gonna argue what it does and what it doesn't do. I'm just saying she agreed that she would. If you worried about losing your money, she'll go to an island that they don't recognize the marriage, have a marriage ceremony, so she can technically say if somebody asks me, "Are you married?" and she won't be lying about it. And if you have no jurisdiction in America, she don't care, but she wants that level.